just like I noticed a lot with these, Christians and Christian rappers. They just feel so they're compromised to do things. And I think that actually has a lot to do with kingdom authority. And that's the name of this show. Actually, is Kingdom Authority. We got to understand that we have kingdom authority. As something that we've kind of becoming Christians. We're kind of losing the sense of our power. And the truth of it is that my religious beliefs. I'm a Messianic Jew, and everybody knows that. I'm repping that Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Messiah. Now, what that means is basically that we keep the Torah, we keep the 5 books of Moses, we keep those practices and believe those traditions, and we incorporate those into Christianity, and knowing that Jesus is the Messiah. So that's where the kingdom authority comes in. Let's see, in the Old Testament, it speaks of David, speaks of, ruling and conquering and reigning and ruling over these things and taking things by force, violent, physical, things like that. Now, however, in the New Testament, Jesus comes in peace and love and spreading the word of a different kingdom, a spiritual kingdom, one that is forever in heaven. So but there is a connection there, and that connection is very important for people to understand. Right now, this is how I look at the whole thing is with the Messianic Jew to Christianity is basically we are a form of Christianity. It's just like I said, we're basically Jews that believe that Jesus is the Messiah. Other Jews are waiting, Orthodox or regular Jews are actually waiting for the Messiah's first coming. We're expecting his return. So while they're looking for the first judgment, we're looking for the final judgment. Basically, that's the whole thing with Yeshua HaMashiach. He has come already once to make atonement for our sins. And what we are as Messianic Jews, what I'm called to do is bring the lost tribes, the Christians. You are the lost tribes of Israel. You Christians are lost tribes of Israel, because what happened is that due to our sin and our iniquity, we've been scattered abroad amongst all nations. And Jesus has brought us back to make atonement for our sins. And he is to bring us, to unite us back, to keep the oracles of God, to become original Jews, which a Jew is not a nation or a race or anything like that. It's basically, well, excuse me, it is a nation, but it's not a race. Jew is just basically it's basically a person who keeps the oracles of God. So that's what Jesus has come to do, and that's what Christianity is about. Now, what Messianic Judaism is about is, again, taking those Christians and showing them a deeper side, showing them that, yes, Jesus is the Lord, he is Messiah, but he has come to connect us with the original root, which is rooted in the Old Testament, in the book of Moses, the Torah, the 5 books, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and Numbers. These are the laws and the statutes that we're supposed to keep according to the will of God. It's just like in the book of Moses, it's just like in the days of Moses, rather, Moses saved us the Lord saved us through Moses by saving us from our bondage in Israel, our bondage in Egypt for 400 years. We were in bondage in Egypt for 400 years. And he allowed us